deeds am I known, and I am known as Jack. Spring-heeled Jack. Jack the Ripper.
Jack the Ripper.
Are known, and they are truly bloody. I took them all to my heart. Mary Ann Nichols, Annie Chapman, Elizabeth Stride, Catherine Eddowes.
Who is this fucking Chopin?
Truly love them all.
This is a Nocturne, right? I think. I can't remember.
Confines of their bodies, the still beating organ of the soul was not to be found.
Liszt,
The ritual
maybe?
of the knife was to no avail. I am bereft, and must therefore perform that bloody ritual upon myself.
Stay your hand, Jack, and listen to what I have to say.
How did you find this place? Who are you?
My name is Legion, for we are many. The immortal power that you seek does exist. It does indeed lie within the soul, but only within certain ones, certain dark souls.
My God!
Oh, I know Dark Souls. I know Dark Souls. I know Dark Souls. I know Dark Souls. Have you ever played Dark Souls? Oh my God, let me tell you, I don't like Dark Souls very much, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not for me.
No, okay.
Yeah, I think Elden Ring's okay, but I didn't get, like, for what that game is, I didn't get super deep into it because it's just I don't have the skill nor patience to learn the like pairing that those games require.
Yeah.
Because you have to really learn like the boss movements and stuff, and like there's some people that just they get it, they get it immediately.
Sure.
And that's not me. I try. Elden Ring does so much, or allows you to do so much, which is part of why I got more into it, to really try to like fuck around and break it. But after a while I was just like, okay, like I feel like I'm bumping my head against the glass ceiling here. Like there's no shot I can finish this game, and I really don't think I want to.
Yeah.
You know? But yeah.
Does he have an orange goatee, or is there just blood all around his mouth?
Blood all around his mouth, but it might also be orange.
Amen to that.
Or like, because like it looks like his hair's kind of blonde.
Right. Weird Al Hart. Oh, Wild at Heart.
Weird Al Hart.
Hey, what are you guys doing with my heart? What console was this for?
This was on PlayStation, Nintendo 64, Dreamcast, and PC.
Okay.
And then there was a remaster, which is what we are playing now in, I think, 2021. It was on Switch, PS4, Xbox, and PC.
Is this game that popular that it got a remaster?
I'm going to be honest, I really don't fucking know. Shadow Man is one of those games that I remember solely because it did have a box art that, like, for the time stood out amongst everything else at the rental store.
Sure.
At least in the Nintendo 64 section. I never rented it. I never had any interest in it. To be honest, we're only playing this because Bretsky brought it up, and I said, you know what? Bretsky? Just for you, I'll play the Shadowman.
This is the month of shadows.
Oh, yeah. Which, I didn't realize this is actually based on a comic book. It's, I guess, kind of, sort of, not really like a lesser Spawn.
Oh, really?
Kind of, sort of, but not really.
I wonder if it's based by that same guy who does, like, Sandman and... was he also a part of the... I can't think of the name of it right now. Oh my God!
Mirage Comics or Dark Horse Comics or whatever the fuck it was.
It's either Dark Horse or Mirage.
Something like that.
No, what the fuck is the show I'm thinking of? The Max. Did you ever see The Max? The Max is fucking cool. It was an MTV show, but it was like animated in a really fluid, like pencil animation style. It was color, but it just like feels like it was made with like, you know, scratchy pencil type shit. It's got the rough edges and stuff. It's fucking badass, and it's cool to just blaze through because there's only like 20 episodes, but they're 15 minutes as opposed to the full 30 or whatever. It's almost like those Adult Swim block type shows.
Yeah.
But yeah, this was on MTV when they were doing the whole like Liquid Generation era of experimental animation stuff.
Yeah, I never got into any of that stuff, at least when it was like current.
Yeah. I didn't during the time. I only discovered I watched the Max like I want to say maybe like 2 or 3 years ago.
I will say I don't really know the facts that I know about Shadow Man. Largely like the fact that it's a comic. I really couldn't tell you much beyond that. It's based on a comic, and then some of the interesting stuff that I read. Like I guess at one point, Ice Cube went to Acclaim, the people who were responsible for this game, and was like, I want to do a Shadow Man movie. And they were like, we just want to focus on video games and comics, which hindsight being 2020 is like, Ice Cube came to you to make a film and you said no. Okay.
That's pretty wild.
Yeah.
That, and honestly, that level of, I guess, artistic integrity, more or less, is
funny you should say that.
Is strange, considering like when did you when did they approach? When did he approach them? Like in the when did this game came out?
I think this game came out in 98 or 99, and he approached in like 99 or 2000 or something. This game might not even been out when he did. It was just something that I read as like a little like trivia fact blurb. There is one thing that I know about Shadow Man that I did not read and I knew long, long ago. Is this your fun fact or enlighten me? Yeah, so fun fucking fact. This game was published by Acclaim, and if you don't know Acclaim, they were kind of the OG scumbag in a lot of ways, or at least in the 90s. They were the people that would take Midway's games like NBA Jam and Mortal Kombat and then make the home ports, and they would only pay Midway like the license to be able to do that. And then obviously they would make a shitload of money.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's fucking NBA Jam and Mortal Kombat, for instance. Like, you put that on the home console, that's going to sell way and make way more money than an arcade is going to. Midway caught on to this, and Acclaim, realizing that Midway was not going to renew their contract for home ports, through some shady copyright shit, essentially stole NBA Jam from them. So that's why there were NBA Jams coming out that were not from Midway, but instead you had NBA on NBC, like Showtime.
Yeah.
That's where Showtime comes from.
Gotcha.
Because Acclaim fucked up NBA Jam. Now, the Shadow Man thing, there was a sequel, and you may have noticed a theme where Acclaim is a very shady company. And you're right, because Shadow Man 2 was coming out, and to offer, I am not making this up,
Okay. So I really got to get
as a marketing strategy.
I understand that, but where do I find them?
For a game about a shadow man who is taking souls and shit, they would pay families for advertising space on tombstones of recently deceased relatives to advertise Shadow Man Second Coming.
That's wild.
And they said that it would probably be appealing to lower income families.
Let's just get this thing
Holy
over with.
shit.
This company also at one point in the UK to advertise Burnout 2, a game where you drive really fucking fast and recklessly. that if you got a speeding ticket, they would pay for it.
I do remember you telling me that. That's
The
fucking
UK
wild,
courts
too.
didn't like that and slapped that down pretty fucking quick. But that's the kind of bullshit. I was going to do a video forever ago about Acclaim and read about all this just crazy shit that they did throughout their existence, which is why it's crazy to me that someone else has bought the Acclaim name and is now using it to publish shit again in like the last couple years.
Yeah.
Which is like, of all companies, who the fuck has fond memories of Acclaim and its games that Acclaim actually fucking made? Because, woo, they love to grab licenses and just fart out trash. Like, the South Park shooters, or shooter, I should say. I don't know if you ever messed with that. It was on 64. I don't think it was on PC, but it was on 64 and PlayStation.
I can't say I have.
There was also
ever played a South Park game.
Yeah, there was a South Park kart racer and a South Park trivia game. They made all of those. Not everything they published was trash, but a lot of it was trash.
Have you played this before, by the way? Or just to warm up?
Literally just this part.
Bro, not the dogs.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, no, just this opening part, though, just to make sure that the game worked.
I was going to say, you seem to have a innate sense of where things are located.
Yeah, it's also pretty straightforward at this beginning.
How's it? It looks like it controls decently well.
Well, that's the good thing about the remaster, and that's what I was talking about in our previous one, where maybe the remaster makes it a little bit better, because I have a pretty good feeling that it does not control this well, on like Dreamcast or 64 or especially PlayStation, because that one like just did not review well.
I tried to play this game.
Shit!
Oh,
whoops!
I thought you were immortal.
Nope.
Not.
Guess not.
I tried to play this game.
Oh, oops. I forgot. She gives you a bear and I'm supposed to use it, but I wasn't paying attention during the cutscene. But because I died, I'm now going to where I was supposed to go anyway, so it's fine.
What did she give you?
She gives you a teddy bear that lets you teleport.
Oh, gotcha. Oh, shit. You fucking voodoo snake motherfucker.
Yeah, voodoo snake's kind of awesome, though.
He is awesome.
This is as far as I got. There's a little cutscene with voodoo snake, and then I quit playing after that, because I was like, yeah, this is working now.
No, what was the game I started playing? It's the Legacy of Kain.
Oh yeah, yeah. So
I played Soul Reaver 1 on PS1, and it's cool. And actually, like, this atmosphere of this game kind of reminds me of it. And it's just like, man, it's obtuse. And I really, especially on my solo playthroughs, I hate like pausing the game and like open up a walkthrough and shit. But I needed to like ride or die by a walkthrough to get through that thing. So I stopped playing it after like 3 or 4 episodes.
Hello there, Michael. How's that treating you?
Jaunty, kindly refer to me as Shadow Man. Michael Lawa has no place here in Deadside.
Whatever, Mick. It's good to see you again. Seems like simply
love it. This dude fucking rules.
Yeah, I love this snake.
The feeling's mutual.
Voodoo snake is fucking insane.
That's why I don't want to go all the way and be like, oh, it's Spawn, because one, this is absolutely nothing like Spawn, but two, this has, I think, a lot of like voodoo and like kind of the occult stuff from
that's
like
what it's
New Orleans,
yeah.
You know?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And I like that. I think that's fucking cool. So like I don't want to just be dismissive when I say like, it's like Spawn, but not like, because the thing itself really isn't. Just I think kind of the way that it existed, like outside of it being like the Marvel DC system is kind of more what I mean when I say it's like Spawn, but not.
Sure.
Where it's like, wasn't through a major publisher, and it may not be of something like huge that you've heard of, or like you might have heard of it in passing. I feel like Spawn, you'd be more likely than Shadow Man. I don't know. I think it's definitely like a step below that, but at the same time, definitely enough of like a following or a dedication to warrant like a video game, you know?
Oh, he's like Irish.
Yeah, it's awesome. That was one of the big things about this game is like it was like fully voiced, had cutscenes like this, and which wasn't unheard of, but like
It's still like
the actual writing and like story is pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
Like that's one of the big things that really kind of carried this game, because there's there's like RPGs and stuff, but this game really kind of caught people with its story and the way that like it's voice acted and stuff. Because like the actual voice acting itself is pretty fucking good, which is not something you got on PlayStation or really anything around that time.
Well, yeah, and I don't know if they. This is probably unique to the remaster, but like his mouth moving and talk and cutscenes and shit. Or maybe, honestly, maybe they did have it on the original.
They probably, I mean, I'm sure they did on the Dreamcast and PC version at least.
I mean, you'd be surprised.
64 probably, assuming that they kept in the actual voice. I'm sure it's very crunchy if they did. But I mean, like, Mega Man 64, that's just Mega Man Legends. That has the animated talking. I love that shit.
That game that we tested out for a hot minute. Oh, fuck, I can't think of the name of it now. Fear Effect. Do you remember that cel-shaded PS1 game?
Yeah.
That was beautifully animated. That was fully, the mouth articulation was on that one.
Yeah, where it's just a texture instead of the actual head movement.
Sure, but it's like, it's sick. It's awesome. They do that with, have you ever heard of Vagrant Story?
Yes, I'm not super familiar with it, but I know that game.
Same, but they did actually this like a different kind of face mapping on them to give them even more depth. Like they even blink their eyes on PS1.
Fucking nice.
Isn't that fucking insane? Oh shit, now you got a shadow gun. Yeah, this looks like it actually remarkably plays pretty well.
Oh, yeah.
But again, I'm sure the remaster helps.
Because it's literally, like, actually not too dissimilar from the controls of Shadow of the Damned, where, like, you're using the left stick to move and then the right stick to aim.
Yeah.
I will say, between the two, though, this definitely feels a little bit better. But this is also from fucking Night Dive, and there's probably a bad Night Dive remaster out there, but I've yet to come across one.
What else have they done?
Oh my god.
I'm sure it's a big list.
System Shock 2 is one of the... Actually, System Shock 2 is probably the most controversial one, because they did use AI upscaling on some of those, if not all those textures, which is gross. But... they are responsible for, I think they had a hand in the ports of Doom 1 and 2, the most recent, which are really fucking good and have like mod support on PC. They are behind a bunch of the Star Wars remasters, like Dark Forces remastered, that's one. They did Outlaws, which is incredible. I still have to pick that up. You would fuck with Outlaws, I think. I know you're not big on like first-person shooters typically, but it's a first-person shooter with more of a story than you would expect from that time. And it doesn't have a ton of them, but it does have these animated cutscenes, and they are beautiful. Like, just beautiful.
Was that also originally from this generation, PS1 and 64?
No, that was before it, if you can believe it. Like
Outlaws
in like
was?
95. It was a PC game only.
Oh, damn.
It was from LucasArts. And like,
man, LucasArts used to fuck, dude.
Dude, the voice acting in that game too is fucking phenomenal. They got goddamn oh no, of course I'm blanking on his name as soon as I say it. Are you familiar even slightly with Star Trek The Next Generation?
Yeah, of course.
John Delancey.
That's like the only...
He plays Q. Q, there's a chance that you've actually, which would be unfortunate, but there's a chance you've not seen an episode with Q.
Yeah, maybe I haven't.
Because Q is this... he's not in
up.
every episode. He's in several, but not a ton. But he's like this all-powerful being that is just able to change everything, and he literally will just show up to fuck with Picard. Like, he just gets delight in ruining their fucking day. And one of my favorite episodes is where he shows up and he's lost his powers, and literally no one believes him.
Oh, I know this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's in Outlaws. He's not even the main villain. He's just one of the, like, henchmen. He fucking steals that whole game, though, dude. Oh, my God. He is such a evil fucking bastard. Like, you want to kill him. It's a fucking chef's kiss. I really want to play the remaster because I've only played a little bit of the original. And, man... Night Dive is really good about like refining the controls, but making sure the game itself really isn't like touched too much. But like they'll make a point to improve things where they can without sacrificing what makes the game the game. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They're really, really good at that. There's that's just a handful though off the top of my head. I'm sure there's, or not. I'm sure I know there is way more that they've done, and there's a chance that they've probably done a remaster that you've played and not even fully realized it.
Dude, now that I see the cover art for Shadow Man, I do remember this.
I'm sure you do.
Yeah, that's a pretty iconic fucking pose.
Just holding the skull and the sunglasses and everything, and the little cocky like smirk deal. It's like
I hate that
pretty
second
memorable.
coming is spelled to Ekand coming.
Yep. So bad.
Oh, that's so fucking stupid. All right, I do want to look up
You fuckers.
any more about the Shadow Man comic book. Let's see if I know.
Yes.
Give me back my health, bastard. Oh, I see. I see now.
Garth Ennis. Oh, Garth is a Northern Irish American comics writer. His creation, best known for his acclaimed run on the Vertigo series, Hellblazer, the creation of Preacher, his 9-year run on Punisher. Oh, he does The Boys.
Oh, there you go. Neat.
But the comic book, I don't know if he has anything to do with the show. But.
You know, I will say I've not really watched the show. I've always been told, oh, The Boys is so good, so good. That's another one of those ones I've just not really had a lot of interest. That being said, I've seen a lot of people that love comic books that watch The Boys show and they like it. I've seen a lot of people that don't fuck with comics that watch The Boys and they like it.
Yeah.
And both of those groups seem to unanimously agree that the show is way better than the comic.
Really?
Yeah, like even comic people are like, yeah, no, the Boys comic is kind of trash. Now, I don't know personally.
Sure.
That could just be fans being fans, but I have repeatedly seen like little things that people have taken out of the comic where they're just like, this is fucking just so stupid. And like shit that happens in the comic that does not happen in the show and shouldn't because it's so dumb. The main one that I saw is like, and I could be misremembering this slightly, the setup at least. It's like one of the, Homelander might be his name. It's one of the guys, they've like saved a car and it's got a family full of people and they're like flying through the sky with the car and then they just let the car go and plummet to the earth. and the family's like screaming and everything, and they just fall and like die, and people being like, "This is fucking dumb." This is just dumb. Oh, am I supposed to use the teddy bear? I might need to use the teddy bear. Teddy bear.
There's like another variation of Shadow Man where instead of like this guy where he's just the dude with his glowing eyes and chest logo or whatever, he's got like face paint and he's a little bit more like the Baron Samedi voodoo type.
Yeah. Oh, I get it now. It was showing me that a new location's been propped up. Okay.
Nice.
Okay.
Shadow Man, the prophecy.
I'm the Shadow Man.
I'm the Shadow Man. I'm the Shadow Man, baby.
Everyone can Shadow Kid you too. I'm the Shadow Man. Who's the Shadow Man?
He's the Shadow Man.
That's
Should be useful.
God, that song has been like permanently, I don't want to say ruined, but every time I think about it,
You think of Scatman slowed down to 5,000%?
no, I instead I forget exactly who did it, but there was this old SoundCloud recording where I forget the name of the app, but there used to be an app where you could like do karaoke, but you would do duets with like just random people on like whatever song you wanted, and it's them doing a song from Les Mis. And, like, the lady is trying to take it seriously, but the other guy is just singing like this the whole time. Like, on purpose.
Yeah.
And at the end of the song, like, the recording is still going. The lady's like, I just want you to know that was absolutely terrible, and I'm going to report you. And the other guy just keeps going, yeah, 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 beep, ba, 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 da, ba, 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 da, ba. And he just starts doing Scatman while she's like cussing him out. And
awesome.
it's fucking hilarious.
That's fucking great.
And it's got like this like little echo to it. It's
Yeah.
oh my god, it's so fucking funny. This lady just getting so fucking just pissed. And him
There's a live performance of him doing it. I mean, there's a lot of live performances, but one that I'm familiar with is he's like on a show. It might be like
whoa, cool.
later with Jules Holland or some shit like that. And yeah, he was doing the.
I thought that was hurting me, so I was avoiding it, but apparently
No,
not.
that's what you need.
Yeah, I guess that's what I was supposed to use here.
There you go. But yeah, he's talking about because he was like a jazz musician for the longest time.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it really was his goal to be famous or whatever, and he was just trying a new thing, but he also had like a fucking debilitating stutter.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Scatman was a way for him to get through his stuttering. Because I think that's I don't know if it's an exercise thing or just, you know, some people with stutters can utilize different sounds or vocal exercise and inflections that will help them eliminate their stuttering. There's a lot of that stuff that's really interesting. I maybe have told you about this before, but when I worked at the ice rink, there's a lady who had MS pretty severely. Like she needed those crutches that are like attached to your arms to like walk normally.
Right.
And then she got her skates on and went out to the rink. And cold weather alleviates the pain and loosens her up.
Wow.
She can skate perfectly normal.
Wow.
Yeah, and I was a kid at the time. I was very curious. I was like, I hate to ask you this, man, but like, how are you doing this? Like, I saw you come in with crutches, right? And she's like, yeah, I have MS. But the colder weather actually like is really nice to my joints, and I'm able to move like I used to be. And I was like, that's fucking incredible.
That is crazy.
There was actually a professional goaltender that played with the Minnesota Wild that also had MS. He had to retire, unfortunately, earlier than he planned on it, but that was like helping him stay as athletic as he was.
I don't think this is supposed to be doing what it's doing.
The flashing?
Yeah, the flickering. So I apologize for that, folks at home. Yeah, no, that is crazy though. Like that, the cold could do that much.
Right. No, I think that is. I think that's based on the flame outside of the tent. The flickering.
Oh, is that what it is?
I think so. I think it's supposed to be like simulating the flame flicker.
Yeah, maybe it is. It just, the way that it's hitting this jar.
It's hitting certain textures better than others. Yeah.
Yeah, who knows?
Who gonna know?
Who could it be now?
Who is that knocking at my door? The mailman. He's got a package yet. But I didn't order anything. He said that it's the other neighbor.
Dude, what are you doing? Just go.
Dude, he's doing his thing, man. He's shadow manning. I'm a shadow
He's going to the
man.
left on my screen, but it's making me hold up on the stick. They really wanted that cinematic camera in there. Is that all that's over here?
Yes.
That's stupid.
Well, that sucks.
That's stupid. You're stupid.
The human spider, is that the best you got? Well, that sucks. Little Goblin Jr.
Man, I hope
Put some dirt in your eye.
hope Bruce Campbell's gonna be all right.
Yeah, what happened to him? There's a tunnel down there.
He announced that he does, I believe, have cancer. He is getting treatment and stuff, but he's gone ahead and canceled like everything for this year and just kind of removed himself from, I think, the public eye largely while he recovers.
Yeah.
He is one of those actors, though, that I know like everybody says this, and it's because dorks like me love Army of Darkness and Evil Dead so much. But like, it has always been a bit crazy to me that he wasn't bigger than what he is. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I agree.
Like especially compared, like, for the era that he was in, and like the way that he acts.
Yes, and like here's the other thing
He can deliver the worst dialogue with the utmost sincerity, and you don't fucking realize how shitty it is because he's so good.
Yes.
At getting, like, that's what makes, to me, Escape from LA impressive, because they have, for the like plastic surgeon guy, Bruce Campbell, and that's like his worst performance.
Yes.
Like, you had Bruce Campbell and you gave him this weird, wacky character, and he's boring.
Yeah.
That's impressive. How the fuck do you do that?
I assume you watched the Red Letter Media Sam Raimi countdown episodes.
Oh, that was a fucking treat, because
It
there was a
was
number
fantastic.
there was a few movies in there that I'd never heard of that I was
Yeah.
like, fuck, I gotta check out.
Same. We ended up watching The Quick and the Dead.
That's one of them.
It's fucking awesome, dude. I really enjoyed it.
I want to check that out, and part of me wants to see A Simple Plan.
Yes.
But the other part of me is like, you don't.
Why not?
That seems like a really depressing movie.
Oh, totally.
Like, it seems horribly depressing.
Fucking Bill Paxton, though, man. And what's that other one?
Billy
with,
Bob Thornton's in it, too.
Like, it had, like, Keanu Reeves and... It was almost like a Fargo-esque, like, setup.
Shh, I know what you're talking about.
Fuck,
I'm
what was
trying
that
to think
one
of the name
called?
of it, too, though.
But yeah, it makes me want to watch Darkman again because I haven't seen that since I was a kid. And my dad just like had it on and I watched it with him. Like, Peter, what the fuck is this? Like, I was fucking incredibly baffled by it. But that was also right around the same time that all of those like pulp comic book movies came out. So I think my dad watched Darkman, The Shadow, and Dick Tracy all back to back to back because of the success of Batman 89.
Which is kind of wild to think about in hindsight, that it's like Batman 89 was huge, but I don't think that a lot of the executives... Oh, wait, why am I going over here? There's nothing over here. I need to just go in this stupid tent. I think a lot of those executives didn't quite seem to understand, which, surprise, surprise, because they went for... Well, now I'm thinking about it, too, because I wonder if they were, like for Batman 89...
Oh.
That didn't strike me as an insta-kill, but good to know. I'm back at the beginning. Good to know. Like, what do you think the rights were for Batman 89? Because, like, today, to get a Batman movie made, there's a lot of money that's going to be exchanged.
Totally.
But now I'm kind of wondering if, like, the rights to Batman were so cheap, that's why we got shit like Dick Tracy and The Shadow and all this, that, and the
I truly
other.
think they were because...
Okay, don't jump when I tell you to. That's fine.
Don't hit that red stuff. It looks like magma. I am probably incorrect, but I would assume it was relatively cheap because what did we have before that? The 60s Batman show.
Yeah.
And that's it.
That's what people thought of.
This was because that also predated the animated series. The animated series happens because of the Tim Burton movie.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the rights to Batman were probably relatively affordable, and they just fucking ballooned after the fact.
Well, I guess before Batman, like, unless we're talking strictly Batman, like just superheroes in general, what were the movies before Batman? Like, I know that there was a shitty Captain America. Well, no, Captain America came around because of Batman, didn't it? Or were they around the same time?
That's a great question. I don't know if that's... I thought that was... Because wasn't that a made-for-TV Captain America, basically?
I think it was supposed to be in theaters.
You could be right. It was bad. Because they also made a Flash movie, too, that was fucking garbage.
And they were going to do Fantastic Four, but that might have all been Roger Corman's. That might be like a totally other can of worms. But I was thinking, like, they had those Superman movies.
I think it was
were
basically
big.
the Superman movies that made them say, hey, we haven't had a blockbuster superhero movie like this since Superman 4. Which, I mean...
Superman 4 was... That's also...
Right. That's a whole other issue. Which, I mean, what was that? Was that late 80s?
Yeah, relatively, because that was canon. That wasn't even the same people involved in like the fucking production of the others.
Yeah. So you had those, and I guess it was just the lightning in a bottle. Let's find another. You know, one of the more recognizable comic book characters.
Who can we get to? Because like,
and try to do this again.
Because Dick Tracy was Disney, so maybe too it was like, well, we're gonna buy Batman off you, but we're also the only ones that can get other DC people. And then like maybe someone else had Marvel locked down. Maybe Roger Corman had, or not even Roger Corman. He was just directing. Whoever had the rights, because that was the deal with that Fantastic Four Roger Corman movie.
Mm-hmm.
how they made that whole film, and then it was never intended to be released, but no one involved with the production of the film knew that. It was only the rights holders. And they got the movie made literally just so they could say, no, we have to retain the rights because we have this, but we're not actually going to put it out. And that's why it was such a big deal when Fox got the rights finally and then made the stupid-ass ones in 2004.
Oh, yeah. I always forget about those, and those are the first Fantastic Four movies.
That actually came out anyway.
Right, that came out.
Although
I've seen some screen footage from the Roger Corman one, and it actually doesn't look half bad.
I have heard repeatedly, because it was famously for many, many years, it was known as like, this is a like legendarily bad movie. And I myself have not seen it, but I'm like you, what I have seen, it really doesn't seem like it's that bad. And what I have heard more like contemporary viewings of it, like there's so much, especially now, so much worse out there, and it's like really not that bad. And it fucking tries. It tries so hard,
yeah, dude,
with the limited budget that they had.
I have a great example of that kind of phenomenon with this era of jumping on a trend and trying to make something out of it, whether it is a franchise or... Actually, they did make, I think, another movie in this franchise that I don't know if it... I think it was straight to VHS kind of thing, but they still did it.
Are you going to say The Crow?
No, not The Crow, but that is a great example. Dude, the first Crow fucks.
Oh, yeah.
First Crow absolutely fucks.
Even with its rather unfortunate production, it is still a fine fucking film.
Great film. Fantastic soundtrack, too.
Oh, my God, yeah.
And... No, but so around the time of Ninja Turtles... There are quite a few Ninja Turtle clones out there, both on the action figure and Saturday morning cartoon side of things, but also movie-wise, too. And there's this one that I was always morbidly curious about called Warriors of Virtue, where they are anthropomorphic kangaroo creatures that know... what is it called? It's all based on Taoism, which is a fucking heavy concept for grown ass adults to grasp. So for it to be a kids thing, it was a little crazy. But Taoism, I think, goes hand in hand with Tai Chi in terms of the martial arts style, I believe. So there's like a yin and yang to Tai Chi, and actually Keanu Reeves directed a movie called Man of Tai Chi that explores this a little bit more with the light and the dark side of Tai Chi. But that's what kind of this movie is based on. That concept of the light and dark and how the two have to coexist in order for nature to work with these anthropomorphic kangaroo warriors. And look, the suits are impressive, but the faces are terrifying. They're not good, man. They're not good. That's like the nicest way I can put it. One of them is like almost looks like a hairless rat. Ooh. And it's got like red beady eyes, and that's definitely the worst one. There's one that looks okay, and if they all looked like that, it would have been a little bit more passable. But Rachel was like very uncomfortable the entire time we were watching it. And I was like, yeah, but look at this. And then when they do the fucking fight scenes and it's dudes, fucking martial artists in these kangaroo suits fighting really, really well. And they have a tail attached to this suit and these big goofy feet slippers because they're kangaroos. I'm like, not only does this look good because it's practical, but goddamn, how impressive is this? And how many takes did it take them to not get the fucking, like, tail caught up underneath them while they're doing these, like, fucking, side aerial kick flips and shit? Right. It's so good, and it tries. And I fucking adored just that raw... I'm going to give this a shot mentality. And here's the more impressive thing. I think I'm correct in my recollection here, but it was the people that picked this up. It was their first movie they've ever directed. I think they were actually chefs before that.
Oh my God.
Right? So the fact that they even pulled it off is impressive. And yeah, sure, it's like not a complicated plot. It's got, thematically the whole idea of like Taoism and Tai Chi is pretty fucking thick. But who cares? Because it's a bad guy that's trying to kill their, Mother Nature, Earth Den. It's basically the fucking Ewok village.
Right.
So very, very,
what more do you need?
My Earth Warrior 90s kid vibes were tingling when I fucking was like, oh my God, they live in fucking, treehouse village tents and shit. Like, that's awesome.
That was a huge thing in the 90s especially in like kid shows.
Dude, Mother Nature. Yeah.
Pro Mother Nature.
Hell
and
yeah.
also your leads are going to live in like cool tree houses or some shit because
fuck yeah,
I wanted a cool tree house as a kid.
Yeah,
I'm sure you probably did too.
Yes.
Like, fuck, dude, that's where everybody in the Sonic Saturday morning cartoon lived. They lived in that whole village. It's all a bunch of trees and shit.
Yeah, or even like underground,
cool
tunnel systems and shit.
Yeah, like all that stuff was awesome.
Fuck yeah.
And then you got the big evil like corporate like. There was always the green, the positive green messages.
Absolutely.
With that shit. They don't even fucking bother with that anymore.
No, they don't.
They're just like, whatever.
Well, and I guess to a point, I guess I appreciate when they don't even try because they know that it's going to be poorly received. Because it's like, come on, Coca-Cola Rangers. We can clean up the planet.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, no, bro, you gaslit the entire nation into thinking that recycling was our responsibility.
Yeah, no, I feel you there.
You know what I mean? Like, everything is sponsored by a bigger thing. You don't have the Warriors of Virtue where it's these two, chefs that are making a movie for the first time ever.
Right.
Even the studio system is completely different. I'm not saying that it had its problems back in the 80s and 90s. It did, right? I'm not about to sit here and say like, oh, it used to be so much better. There was a brighter tomorrow, and studios tried. I think studios never cared, but they didn't have as much direct meddling in projects, and they let art be art.
Usually.
And I will say that especially for like these 70s movies that I've been revisiting, like I think Rollerball is a great example of this, where like that remake in the early 2000s has nothing to do with the original idea and concepts of the 70s Rollerball film, where it's like, yeah, dude, utopian future that's actually a dystopia because it's, there's no more wars because the corporations have bought everything that can be bought. So there's nothing to fight over anymore. And that's a really depressing idea. And in order to quell humanity's, natural lust for, aggression and bloodlust and all this shit, they create a sport that's incredibly violent that people die at. But the thing that preserves the sport and makes it what it is there are no superstars in these sports. All the athletes are completely interchangeable, and they have no personality.
So like most athletes.
100%. And part of that too, I've talked about this with my cousin Brad a lot, where sure, I do think that part of the lack of personality in professional sports nowadays spawns from like, these kids don't have a choice anymore. Like, if you're going to be a professional athlete, your family better be born into some nice money. Your, family better have already have ties in that. Or Well, and/or I should say, because it is a combination of all this. You are also dedicated to that one and only sport by the time you're 8 to 10 now. And that's all you're doing. Your free time is that sport. You're doing the private camps. You're doing, the one-on-one tutors with these other, pro athlete or like amateur athletes. And
while you're downtime and you're eating, you're either reading or like reviewing footage or something.
Absolutely. So you don't have time to develop a personality anymore. You also now have more and more sponsorship opportunities than ever before. So everything you do and say is representing not the team anymore, but who owns the team and who's paying for a, jersey patch or a helmet patch. You are so much more careful as to what you say, because heaven forbid you upset our team sponsors.
Dude, I saw this thing. I knew that like you have to be beholden to sponsorships or whatever. I had no idea the type of shit that they will do when they like reasons they give to drop somebody. Mm-hmm. Like some of them, because I always thought it was like, oh, you say or you do something really shitty, and it's kind of like, yeah, you kind of asked for it a little bit there. Like, of course this shit's gonna happen. You like consequences of your actions. But then there was a bunch that I was reading that just confused me. Like there was one, I don't even remember what the brand was or who the person was. I just remember it specifically saying, this person went to a, okay.
I thought you had the ledge, but I guess you're not.
Yeah, apparently
not.
Enough
clearance there.
Like this person had an interview with like a magazine or something, and they chewed gum during the interview. And that was enough for the sponsor to be like, we don't want you anymore.
That's fucking wild.
Yeah, it's literally stuff like that. Or it was like, some of them would be like jewelry sponsorships, and this person was caught wearing long sleeves, so we dropped them because you couldn't see our product on them. And it's like, what? They're in Chicago in like December. What the fuck do you expect?
Right.
Like, and I'm sure there's a lot of that shit too, where it's just like, we're getting out of this so they can like renege on the deal.
Yeah.
And also too, it's always been, I don't know, maybe it's just how my brain works, but I can't say that I know used to this was a thing. Maybe it is now. Maybe that's the whole influencer thing, I guess. But personally, I can't think of a single time that there's ever been something that cool. A celebrity was using, at least in the last like 16 years, not like sponsoring it, right? Just they have it and they are using it.
That doesn't exist.
Like, and then that makes me want to have it.
100%.
Like, I know that used to be a thing, and I think there are brands and sponsorships that seem to think it still is.
Sure.
But, like, I don't think so now. Like, now, if there's something, they're going to outwardly say, like, hey, you should get this. Use code fucking buttfuck for 10% off your first order.
Yeah. Or even just, like, the general, like, a good example for me is, music equipment. I would just, like, watch footage or go to concerts of my, favorite musicians.
That's a really good example.
And look at the guitars they were playing or the bass they were playing and be like, oh fuck, that's sick. I've never heard of that brand, or I've heard of this brand, but I've never seen this model of guitar before. I'm gonna look into it. Like, that's fucking sick. And like the first guitar I bought because of it wasn't like a brand thing, but it looked similar to this red hollow body guitar that I saw several musicians that I liked had a similar style, and I was like, dude, that's cool. I wasn't smart about my first guitar purchase in terms of like, investing in the sound I wanted or anything. I was purely looking at it from an aesthetic point of view. And fuck, I mean, I was a kid. In hindsight, I didn't know any better.
Yeah, yeah. I think a lot of stuff like that, your very first is probably going to be kind of shit.
Yeah.
You don't know. You have to start somewhere.
Sure. Totally.
Like, I mean, I remember learning bass guitar, and I had bass for a while, but like my bass, my parents didn't know. I just wanted to learn bass, and they were like, kid wants a bass, he wants to learn an instrument, fuck it, why not?
Mm-hmm.
So what they got me, and this is not me like complaining, because I didn't fucking know until like way later, what they wound up getting me was something off the internet where they had essentially taken a guitar and like fashioned a bass neck to it, but it was still the size of like a normal electric guitar.
Mm-hmm.
So it was very, very small and
scale,
strange, and the sound to it was a bit off, and the neck was super bowed because it was not intended to be put on this thing.
Oh yeah, the truss was probably fucked up because the tension was different.
Yeah. So because I remember one of my buddies who actually could play guitar and was actually a musician. He was like, "Hey man," like, because we played in a church band together. And so he was like, "Hey man, I got this bass. What do you want to like try it?" And I'm like, "Well, why? What's wrong with mine?" He's like, "Why don't you just try it?" And then I remember plunking on his bass for the very first time, being like, "Why does this feel and sound like? Why is everything better?"
Yeah.
And he's like, "Respectfully," and he kind of explained it to me. He was like, "I'm not trying to be a dick,
Sure,
but." And then after that point, I made a point to always use his bass because it was so much fucking better.
Yeah, no, you gotta work with what you got.
Yeah.
And
again, like that's one of those things where like I literally didn't know until he told me. I'm sure my parents didn't know. Why the fuck would they?
No, they won't.
And I'm not like
sure.
bitching or anything about it. It's just one of those things where you have to start somewhere, and you honestly probably don't even really want to start with the best stuff.
No.
Because you're going to go through those learning pains, and if you fucking break something, it's a little bit easier to break something that's $20 versus $2,000.
Honestly, too, a lot of that, though, too, is kind of, I hate to kind of always turn it back on myself here, but a good example, the first guitar I learned on was my father's. So before I even bought one, my dad had this acoustic guitar that he never unstrung. He kept it fully, the strings taut and stored away, and did not play it for years. And for those that don't know, when you do that, that's how you get really bad neck rot. Like it warps.
Oh. I thought that it was just going to stop or let me position or something. Nope. You
just keep going.
The shadow man yearns for death.
The shadow man cometh.
The shadow man cometh. I'm going to try this one more time and then probably wrap this up.
That's chill. But yeah, so the first guitar I learned on was like, it took me like a fucking week to get it in tune, first of all, because it kept on getting out of tune as soon as I tuned it up. Because it was just used to this shape of being like bowed to fucking back. And because of that, what we call the action, which is the space between the string to the fretboard,
right,
was super high. So I got better at guitar, or like my calluses got built up incredibly fast because of how much harder I had to push down on these guitar strings to even make a chord work. And strumming any open chords sounded like shit because I could only I had to press down on here and then really torque my wrist real bad. And that was the first bass I bought too. Like it was just a super shitty, $150 bass. So the action on it was also bad, but that helped, man. And that helped me. It taught me how to set up my equipment a little bit better. I learned how to fuck with the truss rod and the bridge setup to kind of tune it into what I needed. And that helped me understand the gear a little bit better too. So I think that helps. To tie it all back to the sponsorship stuff, I'm sorry you're having a hard time here with the
No, you're good.
Shit.
You're good. I feel like I had a string where I was doing pretty good, and now this one platforming section's just pushing my shit in.
To tie it back to the sponsorship stuff, though, that to me is wild with the music stuff, because I think of, like, you know, my a couple of the guys that I grew up, you know, listening to and understanding their backstories with regards to, you know, where they came from and how they, you know, just built their fame off of the grind of playing live music over and over and over again. Tim Commerford, the bass player of Rage Against the Machine, and Mike Dirnt, the bassist for Green Day. Both of them started off with pawn shop basses. You know, $200, $300 basses. They made their first, like, big records with those instruments. And they still play those instruments to this day. But they have gone through, you know, so many different parts and all this stuff.
Oh, sure.
But they're like, but it's like when I want to play the old tunes, I bust this motherfucker out because it feels right, and, like, I can't replicate this sound any other way. So, you know, I'm growing up and I'm watching the footage of them in the 90s, like, playing these janky fucking pawn shop instruments, but that's what they had, and that was, like, cool as fuck because nobody else had these instruments, you know. And now Ernie Ball Music Man and Gibson both make, you know, you can get your own replica of the Mike Dirnt Gibson E whatever, I can't remember the name of that bass, or Tim Commerford's Ernie Ball Stingray fucking bass from, you know, the early days, and they're like, you know, $2,000 or $3,000, and it like just that whole thing is fucking weird and gross, and I know that they're just making money, but it just it sucks. It just sucks, and I hate it, and it ruins the whimsy and the awe of the original, like, story of that bass guitar. Like, why would I want to buy a replica of this bass? Why I should just go get my own pawn shop bass.
It is funny too to think that, like, it was a pawn shop secondhand, sounds like a piece of shit, and we're gonna charge a premium for it.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, and we even make it look shitty. Like, it's got it like comes with, like, it's not the, I think, like, Mike, he has his his top strap hook. Mm-hmm. He couldn't, like, even super glue it anymore, so he just ended up, like, electric taping the top of his bass strap to the guitar, and that, like, just comes on this bass, but it's just like a facade. You know, it's just a sticker that looks like black electrical tape.
They couldn't. That's fucking stupid.
Right, it's so fucking dumb.
That's so lame.
It's so fucking dumb. But it's like, oh, it's authentically shit. $3,000 for the base model. You know, like, fuck. But yeah, and then with the athletes too, like, it's the same way. All their equipment is all sponsored, right? Even before the jersey sponsors, like, their equipment was part of the deal. You know,
I understand, because they are literally using, like, you said not the jerseys so much, but like for baseball, it's the bats, it's the gloves.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to
the
drive
cleats.
at. Thank you.
Like,
you know, yeah, for soccer, it's the cleats. For hockey, it's the gloves, the sticks, the skates. For goalies have the pads, right? Like, all these different pieces of this huge, just material puzzle. And now even those sponsors have. Oh shit! Here you go.
All right, first boss.
Is he like a
that human? That is a nasty looking thing, though.
It's like a spleen.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, sick.
Oh, great.
I don't think that's doing anything. Oh yeah, you gotta attack his fucking floating testicles.
See if we can beat this first boss and then call it.
That's pretty sick. That is a gnarly,
nasty
fucking
texture.
Honestly, I bet it looks better on the PS1 though, because of how gnarly and low res it would have been. You know what I mean?
Maybe. I think it looks awesome.
I do think it looks
like
good.
when I'm saying gnarly, I mean that.
Oh shit,
okay.
dude! One tail swipe.
I was pretty low on health.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow!
Are you kidding?
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say
I had,
I do not. I have no qualm with.
I
you.
had a little save right here, but that's not very far at all.
That's
wow. Okay. Well, we got to the first. I don't have it in me to go through all this.
I don't blame you, dude.
I'm good. We've
don't
hung out with the
blame ya.
Shadow Man.
The
enough.
Shadow Man.
The Shadow Man.
Oh, there you go.
The Shadow Man.
Hey, so thank you for this little jaunt where we talk about the dangers of corporate sponsorships
And Shadowman.
and Shadow Man
Shadowman.
and treetop villages that I yearn for.
The children yearn for the treetop. The millennials.
The millennials yearn for the treetop villages.
That's why none of us have houses. We're all meant to build them in trees.
Oh my God, you're right. Let's start a treetop village and give a big FU to the man.
And then the first time any kind of bullshit Midwest wind comes through, it'll all be knocked over, and then we'll all go, fuck!
Yeah.
Fuck!
Yeah. Okay, underground tunnels it is.
I could fuck with that.
All right, sick.
Okay, we're gonna go dig tunnels. Bye.
Bye. Digging them tunnels. Digging them tunnels. We're gonna dig till our feet fall off.